Okay, yeah, we were just waiting for everybody to filter in, but it's looking like we're about 3 to 5 minutes in. So let's go ahead and get started. Thanks for everybody for coming. Good evening, and welcome to the 2020 virtual induction into the Meadows Schools chapter of the National Junior Honor Society, or NJHS. I'm Dr. Garvey, and it's my honor to serve all these honors students as their advisor. We're gathered here virtually to formally recognize those students who have been selected by the faculty of our school for having successfully completed their candidacy and are being inducted as new members of our NJHS chapter. On a personal note, let me just say how proud I am of our members' dedication, both to their studies and to their communities, both small and large. You're a truly wonderful group, and I'm genuinely lucky to be affiliated with you. Given the pandemic, we've gotten off to a slower start than normal this year. I'm nevertheless excited at the projects that can be done from a distance that our leadership team has put together. Our officers will mention just a few of the many activities our chapter has helped make possible a little later in the ceremony. But because tonight is in no way about me, I'm going to step back from the virtual podium as early as I can and let the kids take over and show you just a little of what I find so very amazing about them. But before I do, it's my pleasure to hand over the mic to the middle school director, Mr. Brian Siegel, for some opening remarks. Mr. Siegel. You are muted, Mr. Siegel.
Thank you, Dr. Garvey. Why they have the least technological person handling the technology here, I don't know why. But thank you, Dr. Garvey. Welcome, parents, students, friends. Let me start by saying congratulations on your induction into the NJHS tonight. Even two of my three dogs are sitting here with me to welcome you. Let me also thank Dr. Garvey for all his hard work supporting this organization. These are extraordinary times. These are trying times. We are in a world of uncertainty. We are in a time when civility has taken a backseat to discord. We are in an election cycle that has divided this country to a point that may be only second to the Civil War. We have become reliant on technology more than human interaction. Just look how we're meeting tonight. We live in a 24-hour news cycle, and news is spread throughout the world instantly. And unfortunately, most of those news broadcasts are gloomy and negative. Yet I have hope. I feel that students like you are the future leaders. You are growing up well-educated, more empathetic and understanding of a global society. Leadership is one of the pillars of the National Junior Honor Society. Leadership is what will get us out of this pandemic. Leadership is what will bring us back to some resemblance of normalcy. Leadership is what will move us forward. Leadership is needed on the national, local, and school level. Yes, student level is essential. So I have recently read an article that listed over 40 young people your age, some younger, some slightly older, who are making differences in this world. And I want to tell you a couple of their stories to hope inspire some of you to start taking those leadership roles. Melody and Isabel Wiesen are only 10 and 12-year-old sisters, and they started on a course of activism that drastically decreased the global usage of single-use plastic. These two young women were inspired by the Rwanda's ban of polyethylene bags in 2008, and they decided to try to give their native country of Bali to do the same. Their homegrown initiative of beach cleanups and government petitions graduated to organizations advocating for reduced plastics in over 15 countries. Bali is officially plastic bag free, and Indonesia will be by 2021 due to these two young ladies. Kelvin Doe is one of Sierra Leone's most famous inventors, who got started when he was only 11 years old, and where he decided to fix technology as it was a great local problem. And this was just a couple of years after his country was involved in the Civil War. By 13, he was powering neighborhood houses with batteries made out of acid, soda, and metal in a tin cup. He went on to build a community radio station out of recycled parts, and he powered a generator also made out of reused material. He's now a PhD student at MIT, and he feels that and his mentor at the university feels that he can become a leader, not just in his country, Sierra Leone, but all over the world. And lastly, I'm going to tell you about Nicholas Lowinger, who lives in Rhode Island, in the eastern part of the United States. And when he was a tween, before he was even a teenager, he met a brother and sister experiencing homelessness. And the two of them, he was so disappointed, didn't go to school on the same day. They went every other day because they shared a pair of shoes. So Nicholas gave the boy a pair of basketball sneakers, and then he began an organization that would become known as Gotta Have Soul, which now has donated 99,000 pairs of shoes to children in homeless shelters. These are the stories of just a few young people who have found a way to become leaders and make a difference. By being inducted tonight into NJHS, you have shown your potential. Now it's time to take that potential and find a way to make a difference. We are in desperate need of leaders now and in the future. And you are those students and future leaders. Once again, congratulations, and I expect big things from all of you. And turn it back over to Dr. Garvey and the NJHS.
Thank you so much, Mr. Siegel. It's now my pleasure to hand over the metaphorical torch to this year's officers-elect, Ira Sorolnik, Skyland Lundquist, and Christian Zahn, all of whom you see before you with Mr. Siegel and myself on the Zoom panel. Let's begin with the Office of President. Ira, please raise your right hand and unmute yourself and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear.
I do solemnly swear.
To uphold the honor of my NJHS office.
To uphold the honor of my NJHS office.
And discharge its duties.
And discharge its duties.
To the best of my abilities.
To the best of my abilities.
Congratulations, sir. And now that we have a president, I'll hand things over to him to induct his fellow officers and guide us through the rest of the ceremony. Take it away, Ira.
Thanks, Dr. Garvey. I'll begin by inducting Skyland Lundquist as the new vice president. Skyland, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear.
I do solemnly swear.
To uphold the honor of my NJHS office.
Uphold the honor of my NJHS office.
And discharge its duties.
And discharge its duties.
To the best of my abilities.
To the best of my abilities.
Congratulations. Now that you're official, it's your turn to pay it forward to Christian by formally inducting him.
I will be inducting Christian Zahn as the new secretary. Christian, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear.
I do solemnly swear.
To uphold the honor of my NJHS office.
To uphold the honor of my NJHS office.
And discharge its duties.
And discharge its duties.
To the best of my abilities.
To the best of my abilities.
Congratulations. And now I'm delighted to be able to present to you the first of our two talented musical acts of the evening. Emma Chu, who will be performing Canon in D by Pachelbel on the violin with her brother Colin.
It'll be on in just a moment here.
As I said before, they had the least technologically person to do all this. So here it comes, I hope.
Excellent work, Emma and Colin. Thanks so much. It's now time for the candle lighting ceremony. For current members and those former members who may be among our guests, we hope this will serve to remind you of the standards of excellence you too are charged with maintaining as members of one of the nation's oldest, largest, and most prestigious student recognition programs. Our chapter is proud to have been inducting new members since the Meadows School's earliest days. Let today's ceremony indicate the continuing emphasis on excellence that we represent for our school and community. Throughout the years, members of our chapter serve as role models for other students. In addition to the strong academic records which established our eligibility for membership, our chapter members are leaders in many student organizations, and in normal years, we serve our school at many activities, including the Pancake Breakfast and the Fall Festival, as well as our larger community with organizations such as 3 Square Food Bank and the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. We are proud of this record of accomplishments and welcome these new members who bring new energy in support of our continuing work as NJHS members. It is at this time that we proclaim to all in attendance that membership in the Meadows Schools chapter of the National Junior Honor Society has been earned by these candidates through the effective demonstration of the 5 qualities that we serve as standards for the society. My fellow officers and I will now review these qualities for the candidates. First, Vice President Skylar Lundquist will begin with scholarship.
Scholarship denotes a commitment to learning. A student is willing to spend hours in reading and study, knowing the lasting benefits of a cultivated mind. We should continue to learn even when formal education is ended, for human education ends only with the end of life. Knowledge is one great element in life, which leads to the highest success, and it can be acquired in only one way, through diligence and effort. Learning furnishes the lamp by which we read the past, the torch guiding us to understand the present, and the light that illuminates the future. Candidates have the charge to continually expand their world through the opportunities inherent in scholarship. Christian will now tell us about leadership.
Leadership should exert a wholesome influence on the school. In taking initiative in the classroom and in school activities, the real leader strives to train and aid others to reach their common goals of success. The price of leadership is sacrifice, the willingness to yield one's personal interest to the interest of others. A leader has self-confidence and will go forward when others hesitate. No matter what power and resources may exist in school, community, or nation, they are ineffectual without the guidance of a wise leader. Leadership is always needed. Thus, to lead is a meaningful and substantive charge to each of our members. Ira will now tell us about service.
Sorry. My office is service. Service can be established in the routine of day's work where many opportunities arise to help both others at school and in the community. A willingness to work for the benefit of those in need without monetary compensation or public recognition is the quality we seek in our membership and promote for the entire student body. We are committed to volunteering our time and talents to the creation of a better tomorrow. Skyland will now tell us about citizenship.
Citizenship. I represent citizenship, the obligations each member of our society faces to live up to the democratic ideals given to us by the founders of our country. The responsibilities each of us has to our home community, our state, our nation, and our world are many. As good citizens, we are bound to live up to the laws and guidelines which unite us as a civilized society. Good citizens work together to improve not only our lives, but the lives of all our fellow citizens. Good citizenship requires that we remain strong and vigilant in protecting the freedoms and rights that have been granted to us and in preventing injustice from entering our lives. We, the members of this chapter, are called to live up to the high standards of citizenship from this day forward. Christian will now finish by telling us about character.
Character. Character is the force within each individual that distinguishes one person from others. It gives us each our individuality. It is that without which no one can respect oneself, nor hope to attain the respect of others. It is this force of character that guides on through life and once developed, grows steadily. Character is achieved and not received. It is the product of constant action and striving daily to make the right choice. The problem of character is the problem of self-control. We must be in reality what we wish to appear to others. By demonstrating such qualities as respect, responsibility, trustworthiness, fairness, caring, and citizenship, we may hope to prove by example that we value character.
Thus ends the candle lighting ceremony. Before we continue on with the induction of our new members, it's my pleasure to introduce our second virtuoso of the evening, Miranda Peck, who will be performing See You Again by Wiz Khalifa on the guitar.
It's definitely worth the wait, trust me.
Thank you, Miranda. That was incredible. Without further ado, it is finally time for the official induction of new members. At this time, will all your new inductees at home please stand, raise your right hands, and repeat the pledge after me. Initiates and audience members can all follow the text I share my screen.
We're just building up the suspense.
I pledge to maintain high scholastic standing,
I pledge to
I
maintain
pledge to maintain high scholastic standing,
to endeavor intelligently and courageously to be a leader,
to
to endeavor intelligently and courageously to be a leader,
to give of myself freely in service to others,
to give of myself freely in service to others,
and to hold as fundamental and worthy
and to hold as fundamental and worthy,
an untarnished character.
and
untarnished.
untarnished character.
In so doing, I shall prove myself worthy
In so
In-
doing, I shall prove myself worthy
of a place in the National Junior Honor Society.
of a place in the National Junior Honor Society.
Thank you. You may now be seated. Now, as Skyland, Krishnan, and I alternate calling your names, please stand up individually and take a grandiose bow to your personal home audience. You've earned it. Kaylani Agbulos,
Veronica Botang,
Emma Chu,
Chanel Cruz,
Roman Davis,
Nathan Etter,
Hudson Fowl,
Ethan Fink,
Grace Gilman,
Nathan Kessler,
Kaylee Kim,
Gavin Kung,
Skylar Lindeclast,
Aiden Moses,
Grant Moses,
Amaya Ravago,
Jabron Sagir,
Jasmine Salme,
Mia Stoller,
Mushtaba Shazad,
Leah Shapiro,
Cade Scoggins,
Caroline Stern,
Emma Sun,
Kayla Sylvain,
Stephen Tian,
Chloe Ting,
Sam Vinoker,
David Wickert,
Victoria Yang,
Mika Yasuda,
Christian Zahn, Congratulations to all the initiates. At this point, we'd like to re-thank our student performers, Miranda Peck and Emma and Colin Chu, as well as Mr. Siegel for his comments and his continued support of our chapter. Thanks also to our advisor, Dr. Garvey, for keeping our chapter alive and active, even during the pandemic.
And finally, let's all of us students give our parents a round of applause, a hug, or a high five as a small token of our gratitude for their kindness, support, patience, and encouragement. Nothing we do would be remotely possible without you.
Great job, you three. Thanks again to everyone for attending, and especially for our Tech Whiz Master, Mr. Siegel. Thank you so much for taking the bullet on that one. With any luck, we'll be able to get back out into the community physically to work on projects together very soon. But until then, stay safe and good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody. Sorry for any of the technical delays there. And everybody, congratulations to all of you. And everybody have a great night. And I'll see you all the students tomorrow at school or remotely. Thank you again, Dr. Garvey, for a great job.
Pleasure. Great job, guys.